Hi friends, let's take a look at Tezos. Let's take a look at Tezos versus the Bitcoin pricing and Tezos versus the dollar pricing. In terms of the monthly, by the way, here, we've come up here and we haven't gone higher than our previous high on the monthly time frame in terms of closing yet. We haven't actually done that, We didn't manage to close off July higher than that one. I should have maybe pointed that out at the time. I didn't. Should have maybe done it. So that's not so great. That's not so great. But had we closed above that prices, then what we would have done is put in a bit of the old bearish divergence. Okay, as you can see here with this high and this high, etc. down below. And so because by virtue of the fact that we didn't pump past that zone up just a wee bit further against Bitcoin, we didn't put that bearish divergence in here on the weekly. This is the weekly, by the way. I think maybe I said monthly. This is the weekly time frame. So we did good. We did good there, people, in that sense. Okay, that was good. This is a healthy retrace, like we just talked about in the Discord. Come all the way back down to the weekly 21 moving average. Maybe that's all gravy. Overall, in terms of this chunk here, if I just get out the drawing tools and put that in that area there, so you can see what I'm talking about, that area there, then you're talking about not having the divergence on any of the oscillators down below, just in this little chunk. Of course, picking the comparison to the previous one, then you could have, had we done what I just said, I've just gone through that in detail for us. 21 EMA, lessons to be learned there, right? Takeaways in terms of looking at your charts, I think. Here on the daily time frame, that whole sort of concept is quite clear as well. If we look over to the left, and you can see that little chunk just a little bit higher in terms of how high we got up, but also how we didn't actually come up here and put in the divergence between this high and this one, because we didn't come up any higher than this high. Now, what we did do is come up lower on the RSI than the previous high over here. So we've had this pullback. So could that be a healthy one, like we're speaking about on the weekly there? It could be, providing that we stay above the 21, the 50 simple moving average here, and this 200 simple moving average. Now, looking at this, looking at this. No, don't go back to the link. That's not what I wanted to do. I need to get rid of the drawings. Hold on. Just let me get rid of some of these. Sorry, people. Brush. No more brush there. That's weird. Get rid of that brush. Get rid of that brush. Remove. 24-hour time frame. Yes. Right. We're below the 21. We're above the 21 EMA at the minute. That must have been a measured move that we did perfectly there, the way that was positioned on the chart. Did you see that? Pretty much perfect. And we're down here at 20. What I wanted to say was, look, we almost had a death cross happen. This has been golden cross since the 200 simple existed on this chart, right? And we almost had the death cross. In fact, maybe we got a slight, a death cross that was rejected after a day. Yeah, it was death cross, back here, golden cross again. Now, we've had the golden cross, we've come back down, and we've tested the 50 and the 200 pretty much close enough to consider that to be the case. Then subsequently come in and retested it again. That's pretty positive, really, in terms of the price action, so that's pretty good. What's not so positive, in a sense, is looking at how we're still stuck below this 50% moving Fibonacci retracement point here. But of course, movements above that could, kind of signal to us that we're moving up the way. And we came in and we got a golden pocket retrace on this thing, so everything worked out perfectly for it. Lovely, jubbly. Right now, we're pushing up above it. Cool. Go on, son. Go on, son. Let's look down the time frames and see how things are shaping up. Then they've had this downward trend came in, bit of bullish divergence there, bit of bullish divergence there, bit of bullish divergence just there, just as well. So we've had that. Now we've pushed past the fail points in terms or whatever. So we've, that's good. So that's confirmed the divergence, if you like, if you want to talk about that. The reason we're talking about it that way, by the way, is because of the book by Joelis Wilder-Jur. If we just scroll up to the very top, you can see the name of it, New Concepts and Technical Trading Systems by Joelis Wilder-Jur, property of the Dickinson School of Law Library. Trend research. You can write to them and tell them that somebody's got their copy. Where's the copyright? 1978. So we're going back a wee bit in time in order to go back to the source of this thing. And of course, in this book, there's plenty of information about all that sort of stuff. Highly recommend reading it. It's very, very, very good. And often as well, it goes a long way to helping you understand these concepts personally, rather than relying on the likes of me, who does a good job explaining them, or indeed the likes of the rest of YouTube, who does a terrible job explaining them. Don't tell them I said so. So I wonder how that will work with me whispering whenever I go and fix the audio in afterwards when I'm I wonder if it'll just sound awful. Anyway, so looking here at this, we're above the 21 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. That's good. We're just moving up here past this line that we're speaking about there, a momentarily ago. See the wicks coming down here and touching it. This sort of the inflection that's been around this zone. There's like lots and lots and lots of it. This is obviously quite positive. Closing up above this area would be quite good in terms of that. Oh, we're coming down. We've got 5 minutes left on the 2-hour candle. So, we can see here maybe we're sandwiched between the 200 simple and the 50 simple on this one. Ideally, we'll be moving past the 50 simple on this one, depending on what time frame you're looking at to trade and everything else. You can see that the 55 EMA and the 144 are right on top of each other there, giving us resistance currently at the minute. What do we want to see in terms of the next 5 minutes? Because I'll probably still be talking for the next 5 minutes. 3270. 3270. That's what would be cool to see in the next 5 minutes. 5-minute chart. Ooh. Sort of class B, you could call it, divergence on the go here in these tops. Just a bit of a warning sign. Class A there on that one developing at the minute. It's not there. DMI looks fine. The MACDs managed to throw it off from that little previous chunk between these two highs. Interesting stuff. 5-minute time frames for crazy people though, so we're not going to spend any time on it. Let's go on to the dollar pairing. Looking up here for our time frame. By the way, as well, if you like these episodes and you get value from them, which I know you do, then hit that subscribe button, which I know you probably already have. But if you haven't, you're crazy. And you want to share this with your friends, okay? You do. Because there's lots of good stuff in these things, okay? So that's dead easy as well. It's youtube.com/RockyOutcrop, all right? And you can find me on Twitter too. Cool. So I've got this drawing on here, this fallen wedge. That's obviously a bullish pattern. I'm moving outside of it at the minute. That's obviously quite good. Here's our measuring stick that we used before. This is obviously cut to the sort of the 60% style breakout from it. So what we could expect, lol. We don't do credit trade. We do risk management is what we do here. We don't do crystal ball stuff. Obviously, long-term subscribers know about this because I used to talk about it at length. Not spoken about it in a while. This isn't predicting the future, by the way. It just looks like it and just sounds like it because we're doing such a good job managing our risk. Look after your pennies. The pounds will look after themselves. Look after your risk management. The predictions will take care of themselves. Okay, that's what we're doing here. This could take us up towards the top side of that parallel channel that we had in the background. This purple one, which I'll make a different color so you can see what I'm talking about, just in terms of the color of the feckin' thing. So there's that. What did we also have? Do I also have a pitchfork on here? I do. God, somebody said too many indicators to me in one of the comments, and actually, it really just boils down to 2 because I look towards divergence and moving averages mostly. But that, such a mess. Totally is too many. But they're not indicators. So get your language right, bozo. Looking at this, right, if we do go towards the top end of that, where does that take us in as well? Smack bang on this line here. I'm just trying to figure out what line that actually is. That is the lower line of this pitchfork, okay? So we smack bang onto the lower line of that. Movements above that, very positive. It's 420 that we're looking at as well in this one. So if you want to get high, you want to see the prices go beyond 420, that's something to bear in mind for the future. Let's see if the volume picks up. Haven't seen quite distinctly a movement down in the volume as the price has been going down. It hasn't been picking up, so people haven't been like sort of chucking their books onto the bonfire so much. You got that bullish divergence, do you? Just a wee touch of it there. Just a wee bit, but not really. I mean, it's not much, but we want to see things go up above the previous high, obviously, on these things. All of these things moving past the neutral line on this could be about to be good. This looks like it's about to be good. Obviously, that makes it easy to manage risk in terms of if it ain't going to be good. Looking back at a drop down past 378, and you're looking into possibly coming down towards the 350 zone again. Okay, which would put us beyond this magnolia line here at 353. Of course, movements up above this 1618 and the 382 are also really very positive that we've just done there in today's price action over the last few hours. Movements up, measured move here take us beyond the 236 on this one, so we could start looking back up towards the previous targets. An easy one beyond the 420 is going to be 440 for us. Do we need to talk about? We need to talk about Ethereum. There's other things I could talk about. Don't need to. Came outside of this, went to fake out territory. Did that. I mean, did I talk about this in terms of fake out territory and stuff yesterday? Probably would have mentioned something along the lines of this thing or something. Can't remember what I talked about yesterday. Hope that there was good value for you and takeaway. By the way, got a target of 1,500 for subscribers. That's really within touching distance there. I'm so humbled and impressed and proud and everything all mixed in together. Thank you so much for that to everybody. Okay, if you want to hit subscribe because you're just new here, then. Right, anyway, look at do we want to look at all these other charts? Do we want to look at this? Every time we go and take a look at the HIT BTC chart, right, it's always like, look at this. Every time, look at that wick and then this body coming right back down to that line. What is that line you're saying, Rocky? What is that line? That's that 236 at 355, you know. Look at this. Like, charting Tezos is maybe easiest on the scam exchange. Okay, the prices are going to be radically different from where they are everywhere else. They're off by a factor of 30 cents. That's 10% off in terms of your pricing, right? There's good arbitrage opportunities on this exchange, by the way, if you don't actually plan on withdrawing your Tezos, you know. You know what you should probably do on this is trade between Tezos and Bitcoin and stuff like that. Then when you want to withdraw, go change it over to Litecoin, right? And withdraw that because they probably got some of that crap. And then, you know, you're good to go. You've made your money. Then you could buy it elsewhere, right? Hot tip. More value for people. Moving up above the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA, which have crossed negatively and are sloping down the way currently, would be good. But you can see here that we're just getting to the point where this could actually end its slope, move around, and we could move up above it in terms of the 4-hour time frame if we could actually get these closes, you know, and we're doing it, you know. So this is cool. It's cool to be seeing this. Of course, this could all kind of go to crap, you know, after I publish this video or whatever else. So in that sense, looking down the way, you've got to look towards these previous things. Essentially just looking towards your previous lows where we've had our wicks and the 144 moving average there and the 4-hour time frames coming in at. Same thing applies over here, more or less. You know, it's not exact because the exchanges are, you know, scam exchange, not scam exchange. Lol, not true. Bitfinex, biggest scam exchange ever. They've completely defrauded the world with their Tether thing. You know, I don't need me to go into it. You can look it up yourself, but it's ridiculous. That's cool because it worked. You know, it's just like being over leveraged on a trade and then, you know, looking at it going to get liquidated, and then they didn't, you know, and it just worked out well for them. So good luck, good on them. But they were sailing close to the wind quite a few times. Probably will do it again soon. Other scam exchanges you've got here, like Coinbase. Is this Coinbase I'm looking at? Just tell me. Coinbase, massive scam exchange. So when I say HIT BTC is a scam exchange, okay, come on, put it into context. These are all scam exchanges. Binance is maybe the least scammy. I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth right now. Binance is probably the least scammy exchange out of Coinbase, Bitfinex, Binance, and HIT BTC. Can you believe it? Oh, who'd have thought I'd be saying that? There we have it. Ethereum. And, well, you know, our lines that we've had on here for quite a while are still just performing super well for us. We're above the 21 EMA overall. Got to say that the next target is going to be, in terms of the 4-hour time frame, just coming up towards the 200 simple and the 50 simple and trying to avoid these things having this death cross. As you can see here, they're riding each other. They're mounting each other, as you might say in a nature documentary, quite wildly here, you know, really tying in perfectly. We want to see this push towards the top side and of course push this up there and avoid this, and you know, just let it be a lovely kiss, a snog, a French kiss, a nem kiss, and then go towards the top side thereafter. That'd be decent if they were to sort of diverge away from each other. That would be the case, but of course that's got to be your first target. But the next one thereafter is 1,0100143, where we had our previous fuzzy line at. Then if we can go up above all this zone without any sort of divergence coming in at the same time as we're doing it, was like, you know, and benefiting from the fact we've had bullish divergence across the board there on this downward movement on the 4-hour time frame, then you could easily be looking up towards the top side. Of course, there could be contractions thereafter, and I would look back towards this line then to operate as support probably. But if we did need to come back down again with these moving averages, I'd probably look towards the 50 and the 200 simple in terms of that time frame. The daily time frame, I'm looking at the 21 EMA. Can we move beyond it, get some closes, opening closes above this thing and move towards the top side? Sure, that would be the first step. And of course, the 55 EMA right at that fuzzy line, taking out that one at 101.01010. Just go for the binary number. It'd be cool if I could just get that to go on to 10. Can I get it? No, I don't have the DPI on my mouse to get it. Who cares? Right, okay, so just looking for the 0101010101. To take that, if we can do that then in terms of binary things, then I would say yes, good, okay? Looking towards topside thereafter. It's all laid out quite nicely there. That's cool. That's going to do. YouTube.com/RockyOutcrop. Share with your friends. You know you want it because you know that they need it in their lives. It's good stuff. Join that Discord, link down below. Various affiliate links in there if you want to support the channel or whatever. Let me know if you ever use them, by the way, because I don't think anybody has. I know some people signed up to Bybit one. I checked that, but nobody's used it, you know? Lol. I don't care. I don't care much. It's all just a good laugh. And well, what else is there? Jesus loves you. See you next time. YouTube.com/RockyOutcrop. They all love you, by the way. All of them. You know, all of them. Even frickin' the spirit of Epicurus loves you as well. Catch you next time.